Oh, hi there, eggheads. Well, speaking of eggs, a lot of people usually give this advice when you're starting up in the finance and investing scene. You shouldn't put all your eggs in a single basket. Or maybe you've been given the other version. Put all your eggs in one basket. But make sure you keep a close eye on it. Experienced investors will tell you to steer clear of risk. The no eggs in one basket team says that it's good to invest in more than one company in the stock market, since this will reduce the risk to your portfolio. So, if one of the companies you invested in went down in flames, you still have the other companies that you invested in to keep your portfolio alive. On the other hand, the yes eggs in one basket team says that having many companies on your portfolio stretches you out. You won't be able to understand them all, and watching each of them closely would be a very difficult thing to do, and thus it makes this venture very risky. Well, both camps have valid points to consider, but they're missing an important piece of the puzzle, which kind of makes them both not completely right. But we're here to bring that to light so you won't have to worry about it. So, your income is actually one of the most important financial assets that you have. However, how much of it do you actually save? From the 2019 data from Fed's Consumer Finances, we get an estimate of about $14,000 net worth for a household of 35 and below. It's not much to get you into having a sizable amount of savings, and also for investments in the stock market. So, what you can actually spend on investing is pretty much just a small portion of your salary's net present value. This has a big effect on how you diversify, which is what a lot of investors miss. The two camps on diversification always argue that they're the correct way of investing, and the other group is just a bunch of idiots. They actually badmouth each other a lot, and you'll find a lot of clips on the internet. Diversification is good, diversification is bad. Diversify your stocks. Don't diversify your stocks. It gets a little confusing, don't you think? For the big leagues, a discussion on diversification may have different implications, but for starters, like younger investors, it doesn't matter which one they follow since their portfolio is just a morsel of their total lifetime money. That even if they diversify or not, it wouldn't matter much in the big picture. Let's imagine your salary as a pie, and you cut that into smaller pieces. Maybe about 12 slices. Your investment portfolio would only cover only one of those slices. And even if that slice contains apples, peaches, or blueberries, or just full of apples, the big piece of the pie still remains, and that's what matters. So whether you spend investments on S&P 500 or just the Apple company, in the end, your salary is pretty much the bigger thing here, and you're still dependent on it both cases. So for the young aspiring eggheads out there who want to invest, the first thing to remember is that if your finances are still growing, focus more on learning about the stock market rather than risk exposure. Just investing in the S&P 500 in terms of this rule isn't great because you don't get a learning experience, especially with the individual companies involved. If you spent your early years learning, when you finally get that big pile of cash, you can actually make better investing decisions that carry bigger financial implications. So even if the world turns on you and you lose all your capital in your 20s, don't fret. You can get that back from your salary soon enough. It's okay to make some unsuccessful decisions early because it speeds up your learning process, so you don't have to make these unsuccessful decisions later on. Second is that diversification isn't for everyone, and sometimes it depends on your situation, especially if you consider your age. A young, fresh college graduate doesn't have to worry about diversifying the investments from their first couple dollars, and perhaps should focus more on educating themselves to get better income, which can reduce their financial risk in the long run. Something to note is that you mustn't invest money that you can't risk losing, like payment for your debts or down payment for your house. Maybe someone in their late 50s, 60s, or 70s can afford to spread their investments and diversify since they have the financial capability to do so. So, the main takeaway here, eggheads, is that learning when to diversify is more important than arguing whether diversification is good or not for your investments. And that's the end of the video. We hope you liked our informational video on diversification. And if you found this video useful, please subscribe, click the like button, and hit that notification bell to get alerted about our upcoming videos so you can always stay informed. See you next time, eggheads!